Hello everybody, it's Charlotte here. Welcome back to a brand new video on this channel, and hopefully this is a good quality video, just like the last one was decent quality, and hopefully this one is actually a little better, if not at least the same. I am right now in a totally kind of like a different room. Like I said, I like to be in a little quiet room. It's not too quiet, but it's at least decent. Hopefully the voice recording only captures my mouth, my voice, and not anything else. But let's get started in this video. In this video, I really want to cover a lot of things when it comes to the deeper parts of transitioning and how much it can really affect not just your physical but also your mental. I think a lot of people forget about this in transitioning, that there is much more to transitioning than just physically transitioning, and there's also social and mental and stuff like that, but today we're going to go over mental. I think one of the biggest things that hormones does for people, and especially me, was change exactly how I viewed the world and how I interacted with people. You know, for me, I think one of the biggest things that came out to me was the feeling of just being able to communicate in a much more higher sense of, you know, being, and also having a lot more of be more excited to know about someone's day or something like that. I seem to like more detail in people's lives than I ever have in my life, which is pretty freaking crazy if you ask me. It's a really good trait though. I think it's awesome to be able to be social with someone and people in general, and just being like, at first, when I first started coming out as transgender, when I first started living those first couple months, I was literally muttering. I would mutter to like cashiers at jobs or something because I couldn't talk to them. I would be like, oh my god, are they gonna hear me? Are they gonna hear me? Are they gonna clock me? Are they gonna clock me? Now I'm like, how are you doing today? How are you doing today? How are you doing today? You know, I'm doing great. I am just having an awesome day. How's work? And you know, it's something that I think a lot of people feel is a breaking the ice point, which is a good thing. You want to break the ice in a conversation. You just don't want to be corny and cheesy and like nothing's ever happening, okay? So always be like that when you're around people. I guess it's going to turn more into like a video about how you should be acting and how you should be thinking and understanding things, but that's the way I see it. I have transitioned a lot to the point where I can really mentally change the way I see about people's situations and the way I see my situation. I think I'm no longer the defensive, but the offensive. The defensive is being like the person that just kind of like sits back and hides and stays away from people. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's a very early feeling that you can get in a transition. And I have felt completely on the offensive side for a while, and it's something I really haven't shared with you guys, is that feeling of how do you communicate with people in the real world? How do you necessarily cope with the stress of being transgender? And I think I've done it really well. I've changed very well. And I mean, sometime in your life you have to get out of your bubble and you have to go do something about your situations. And that's exactly what I've been doing in the situation at the time, was really kind of like focus on everything that I have. I've changed. Every day I experiencing life in a different sort of magnitude towards everything that I have decided to change. Mentally is amazing. It's just crazy because, you know, at first you feel like you only want to accept and you only want to be thankful for the physical, but sometimes it's the mental too. You'd be surprised at how much things you go through in life and you think, oh, it's just a mental change, it's not much. But mental actually does affect your physical if you let mental affect your physical enough. You can affect your body just by thinking about it. I strongly suggest you guys watch The Secret on Netflix. That shit is amazing, and it talks about the law of attraction. It goes hand in hand with everything I'm saying here. So yeah, watch that video. I'm not sponsored, by the way. There's so much stuff that I have to cover on this topic, but I really agree with the whole mental, because at first, when I first started transitioning, I'm sure a lot of people feel this way. When you first start transitioning, you're like, how is this really going to affect me? How is mental really going to affect me? How is it going to do anything to me when I feel like my big level of gender dysphoria comes off of physical. But you'll be surprised with just how much it's different whenever you're mentally changing and you're mentally transitioning. It's just amazing as a whole, and it's it's awesome. It's just completely awesome, and you'll be surprised. And my camera is going back and forth, and I do not know if it's focusing or whatever, but hopefully it is already focused. Anyways, that's what I'm going to leave you guys off with on the video today. I lied. We have a little more stuff because, I wanted to bring up this other point. What is the difference between a male and a female kind of mind, brain? What's the difference between the thoughts? I think it's not really sort of like what do they think of and what does the other think of. It's more so of like hearing your own voice in your head, because for a while I think I didn't understand the voice in my head. I didn't know what gender it was. I couldn't feel if it was a boy or a girl in my head. That was my conscience. And I always thought my conscience is me, right? I'm the one talking to myself. And after a while, I kind of like realize that's it. I'm starting to feel like I hear myself in my consciousness. So now I can understand myself. I can understand that this entire being in my mind is female, and it's amazing. It's just amazing, guys. You'll be surprised. If I were you and you're transitioning, please take this advice. Look deeper in your mental actions more than you know, and you'll be surprised at how far your transition will go in general, because you're going to see so much more results. You're going to see so much more things happening in your direction, and you'll be surprised how much mental can actually affect your physical. I'm being honest. As human body, we have Play-Doh bodies. We can form anything we want, and it just goes just in as deep as emotional, mental, all this different stuff. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave you guys at that. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did, leave it a like, show some love, subscribe. If you guys want to go check out my book, the links are in the description below. You can buy them on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, anything you want. If you can read it on your phone, you can read it on your phone. If you can read it on your tablet, you can read it on your tablet. You can read it physically in a book, you can read it physically in a book. If you guys want signed copies, it's going to be a little more, and I can send you guys a signed copy. Also, if you guys do want to go check out my GoFundMe, it will help me out a lot in the description. And yeah, if you can't connect to the link on my GoFundMe, just let me know and I can link you personally to the GoFundMe. By the way, if you haven't become a Charlotteer today, subscribe. What the heck are you doing with your life? And yeah, I will love to see you part of the Charlotteer gang. And so, yeah, I love you guys. Lots of your thoughts on Mama Charlotte. You guys are my Charlotteers. Bye.